In the heart of New York City, among the towering skyscrapers and endless honking of yellow cabs, sat a tiny old shop that many people walked past every single day without ever noticing. Its wooden sign, barely hanging by rusted chains, read, "Elliot and Sons, Master Clockmakers since 1892. Inside, dozens of clocks of every size and shape ticked in harmony. Some grand, some small, some ornate, some simple. But if you stood there long enough, you would feel as though all those ticking sounds were whispering the same secret. Time waits for no one. And it was in this forgotten little shop that the story of a young man named Daniel Carter truly began. Daniel Carter was 27 years old, a talented graphic designer, and like most people in New York, he was always in a rush. He lived in Brooklyn, woke up late almost every morning, skipped breakfast, and sprinted to catch the subway. His phone was his alarm, his calendar, his planner, his everything. Yet he never seemed to be on time. Deadlines slipped. Opportunities passed. His boss grew frustrated. His girlfriend Emily often rolled her eyes when he showed up late for dinner dates. "Danny, you waste time like it's unlimited," she said once. "Do you even realize what it's costing you?" Daniel laughed it off. "Relax, Em. I've got plenty of time. I'm only 27. But deep down, even he knew something was missing. One rainy evening, after missing yet another important client meeting, Daniel wandered through the streets, frustrated and angry at himself. He spotted the small wooden sign swinging in the wind. "Elliot and Sons, Master Clockmakers." Curiosity tugged at him. He pushed open the door, and the sound of 100 ticking clocks filled the air. Behind the counter stood an old man with silver hair, sharp blue eyes, and a waistcoat that looked like it belonged in another century. "Ah," the old man said with a smile, "another traveler who has lost track of time." Daniel frowned. "Excuse me?" "You're late for something," the old man continued. "Your face carries the guilt of wasted hours." Daniel chuckled nervously. "Yeah, I guess you could say that. Story of my life." The old man introduced himself. "I'm Elliot. I fix clocks, and sometimes people." Daniel raised an eyebrow. "People?" "Yes," Elliot said softly, "because sometimes people need repairing more than clocks." Elliot led Daniel to a glass case. Inside was a beautiful old pocket watch, its silver surface engraved with tiny swirling patterns. "This," Elliot whispered, "is no ordinary watch. It is a gift and a curse. It shows not the time of day, but the time of life." Daniel laughed. "Okay, now you sound like something out of a fantasy movie." "Take it," Elliot insisted, handing him the watch. The moment Daniel touched it, the hands spun wildly before stopping at 52 years, 4 months, and 16 days. What is this supposed to mean?" Daniel asked. "That," Elliot said, "is how much time you have left." Daniel froze. "You're joking." "I never joke about time," Elliot replied. At first, Daniel thought it was a prank, but over the next few days, he noticed strange things. Every time he wasted hours scrolling mindlessly on his phone, the watch's ticking grew louder. Every time he worked hard or spent time with Emily, it seemed to glow faintly. One night, after binge-watching TV shows until 3 a.m., he glanced at the watch. The numbers had shifted. 52 years, 4 months, 10 days. He had lost 6 days. His chest tightened. This can't be real. but deep down, he knew. Daniel tried ignoring the watch, but it was impossible. When he skipped work out of laziness, the time slipped faster. When he argued with Emily instead of listening, he lost weeks. But when he spent an evening helping his mother fix her old garden, he saw something amazing. The watch gained back 2 days. It became clear. The watch wasn't punishing him for living. It was punishing him for wasting life.
One day, Daniel got a call. His old college friend, Mark, had died suddenly in a car accident. At the funeral, Daniel stared at Mark's photo and whispered, "He was only 28, younger than me." For the first time, he realized time doesn't wait. That night, he opened the watch. 51 years, 11 months, 3 days. His hands shook. He made a decision. Daniel changed his habits. He woke up early. He stopped wasting hours on things that didn't matter. He worked harder at his job, and his boss noticed. He gave Emily his full attention, and their love deepened. Each good choice added small amounts of time back. The watch became his teacher. But then came the real test. One Friday night, his friends invited him out. "Come on, man, let's party. One night won't kill you." For a moment, he hesitated. He opened the watch. 51 years, 8 months, 14 days. He knew the choice. Waste another night or use it well. He smiled, shook his head, and went home. Instead, he worked on a freelance project that later landed him a major client. It was then he realized, every small choice builds your future. Months later, Daniel returned to the old shop. But this time, it was empty. Dust covered the counters. The clocks were silent. On the wall was a single note. The watch was never mine to give. It was always yours. Remember, time is the one thing you can never buy back. Use it well. Daniel smiled through tears. He slipped the watch into his pocket. From that day forward, he no longer lived like time was infinite. He lived as if every second mattered. And it changed his life forever. Years later, Daniel would tell his children the story of the old clockmaker. He would show them the watch, its silver still gleaming, and he would whisper the lesson he had learned the hard way. Time is the most valuable thing you will ever own. Spend it wisely, because once it's gone, it never comes back. The clocks kept ticking, the city kept moving, and somewhere, perhaps in another hidden little shop, another lost soul might soon find their own watch.